Hey guys, welcome to another Lunchtime Review. Today I'm going to Wingstop. Wingstop is fairly new in this area. They've just opened like 3 or 4 different locations in my area, but they're all over the place. So anyway, I ordered a 6 tender meal. It's really a meal for 2, but that way I could get different flavors. So I did that, and I'll tell you the details and stuff when I come out. I've already ordered in the app. I'm going to go inside and pick it up, and I'll be back. Okay, now I did order the big, like a 6-piece dinner for 2, but I knew I would get 2 flavors of sauce that way, so that's why I did that. So this is a big meal. This is literally made for 2 people. So I got the chicken. These are the crispy tenders. These are new crispy tenders. This is the 6-piece crispy tender meal for 2. That's what this is called. So the one in the back is the Mexican street spice. I got 3 of those. I got that, and that's a new flavor. And I think it's limited time as well. The red ones in front are a Hickory Smoked BBQ. And then I got a large seasoned fries, which, by the way, that's enough for, I think, 3 people can eat off that thing. It's huge. And then those have fry seasoning on them. And then it said regular amount of seasoning. So I guess you can order extra seasoning if you wanted to. And then this is a fried corn, which sounded really good. It's like little pieces of corn on the cob. They're literally sliced up in pieces and fried. So that sounds cool. And then the sauce I got was the ranch and the honey mustard. That's where I was really very surprised that they had that little choice of sauce. They had ranch, honey mustard, and like I don't know, they didn't have much. They didn't have much at all as far as sauces go. So my total for this meal was $18.19 plus whatever tax and all that stuff you've got to have. But you get a ton of food. Okay, there's some light rays coming in on my camera, so I just can't help it. You just got to live with it. So I'm gonna try the fries first. They almost look like sweet potato fries. They're very almost orange in color. These are like a kind of like a rustic fry. Very, very salty. Lots of seasoning on there. And they do have almost a like a sweet flavor to them, almost like they have sugar or something in them. They don't taste necessarily like sweet potatoes. They don't look like sweet potatoes inside, but they do have just a touch of sweetness to them. Now let me get a napkin real quick. I don't think I could have grabbed napkins while I was in there, but those fries are just okay. They're not great. They're fine. They're edible for sure. They remind me, we used to have, there's a place called Kings Island. It's an amusement park up in Ohio. And there was one particular fry place you could go to, and they had these really brown fries like this. I mean, they looked just like this. They were brown. They had the peel on them still, but they were salty. These are literally kind of sweet. Well, I'm not sure I love their fries. That being said, they're okay, but I probably wouldn't get them again. The fried corn, it looks like they have some kind of seasoning all over. I wonder how messy these are going to be. Not bad flavor. It's got some spice to them. They're easy to eat. Yeah, that has a seasoning on that's a little spicy. You just got to work your way all the way around. Those are good as well. I do like the flavor. I like the texture. They do have a little kick, like a chili powder kick of spice. So they're good. I like them. My only problem is They're a little spicy, but my problem with them is where they fried them, they're very dry. So if you've ever had, like I have lots of frozen dinners. If you ever have a frozen dinner that has corn and you microwave it just a little bit too long, the corn gets kind of dried up and kind of rubbery and chewy. That's what that's like. That texture of that corn is kind of that tough, chewy, dry texture. And I'm not sure, I mean, that's how they make their corn on the cob. It's literally, that is it. So it's surprising to me that they would want that kind of texture of corn. Now, some pieces do, like this one feels a little bit, has more moisture. Let me try another piece just to see if it was just that one piece. That one has a little bit more moisture to it. So that one's better. So evidently it just depends on like which one you get, you know, how long it's been cooked and that kind of stuff. I'm opening these sauces up so I can have them ready to go. Without dropping them in my lap. I don't want to drop them in my lap. That would be awful. All right, now for the tenders. So I'm gonna try the Mexican spice first. Lots of seasoning on them, I'll tell you that much. These are supposed to be no heat, so I'm hoping these are not spicy. They have a little bit of like a smoky flavor. I get some like you taste chilies, but it's not like a spicy chili. Although there is just a little bitty bit of heat in there from spice. I'm gonna hold one up in a second, and you can see how much spice is on there, and seasoning and breading. I'm gonna try this in the honey mustard first. I like them as they are. They are good. They're not as crispy as I was thinking they would be. I like the honey mustard. It's very thick. It's a really thick honey mustard. Not bad. Look how much seasoning's in there. I mean, that's a lot. It looks like it's been really like shoved into the chicken. You can tell that one has a lot more seasoning to it too. It's almost like chili powder without having as much spice as chili powder would. That one's definitely more flavorful than the first one was. Let me try some of the ranch. Yeah, the ranch is decently thick. Oop, drop some. I think a ranch would be better if you had like hot wings, like with the bones, and you know, you're actually eating like a buffalo style wing. I think that's where you're probably going to enjoy the ranch better. They didn't really have much flavor to me, honestly. The ranch didn't. The honey mustard though is really, really good. I do like the honey mustard quite a bit. This is where all the flavors are at as far as when you order them. The dips, like I said, the dips, they really don't have a lot of flavors to dips. It's just your basic ranch, honey mustard. There was a couple of things that I can't remember what they are. They're pretty basic. But these, there's a bunch of different flavors of the breading and the flavoring you get on the chicken. It kind of reminds me of Joella's hot chicken, how they put the sauce on the chicken itself. This is just drier The Joella's is kind of a wetter sauce. This is a drier seasoning. Except when you get to the barbecue, it looks pretty wet. I like this with the honey mustard. The only bad thing about the honey mustard is the honey mustard covers up a lot of the flavor. You really don't get all the seasoning in there. But I do like the seasoning in there. My only real complaint about the chicken tender itself is it's not really crispy. It's breaded. It's lots of breading on there, but it's kind of a tougher breading. It's not a really crispy, crunchy, like bite into it and it goes, you know, make that crunch sound. It doesn't do that. It's more just I don't know, just a tougher breading. All right, now I'm gonna pick up the Hickory barbecue, and they look wet. Trying not to make a teetotal mess out of myself. It looks like a drumstick or something. All right, here we go. It smells really good. They have a little bit of like just a teeny tiny kick of heat to them. I don't think they're any spicier than the Mexican ones were them. Even though they said they were medium spice and the Mexican flavor were no spice, I think these are just as spicy as those are. You would think with all that coating on them, there would be tons of like a sweet smoky flavor, and there's really not. Now I'm getting more of the heat in the back of my throat. Yeah, these definitely are hotter than the Mexican flavored ones were. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed in the amount of flavor in there. It's there. Yeah, it's definitely got my tongue is like tingly. Yeah, the flavor of that is just really kind of lacking. It's really not very flavorful. Don't get me wrong, they're not bad. They just don't have a lot of flavor to them. Because with that much flavoring, you would think you would get a really smoky barbecue flavor. It's just not there. You got a lot more flavor from the Mexican ones. Oh yeah, like a ton more flavor. So, I'm just going to try to give them individually. The fries, I don't really care for them. I wish they were saltier. I don't mind the textures and stuff, and things like that, but they're kind of sweet. So maybe if they didn't have any seasoning, I don't know. But I'm going to give those a 3 out of 5. They're not bad. They're just not what I want to eat. The corn, I like the idea of the corn, except the flavor has been cooked out of them. The flavor's literally been fried away. It really doesn't have a lot of flavor except for the powder they put on there, like that chili powder flavor. So the corn, I'd probably give the corn a 3 out of 5 as well. It's just okay. It's not that great. Their wings, I mean, their chicken tenders in general, I would probably give, this is gonna sound awful. This in general, I'm gonna give the chicken tenders a 3.5 out of 5, and that's pretty low for a restaurant, because I usually give restaurants, almost every restaurant I go to is probably 4 or higher. Their chicken tenders just aren't that great. I've had frozen air fried chicken tenders that were much better than these as far as the crispiness and the texturing goes. These are kind of dry. They're not crispy. They're just not great wings. Great chicken tenders. I do like the flavor. I've got barbecue sauce on my fingers. I do like the flavor of the new or the limited time or whatever it is, the Mexican. I do like the flavor of that quite a bit. It is good. I just don't know that it's worth spending the money to get them, because I just don't think they're anything special. You could literally just, I mean, I think I've gotten crispier tenders and better tasting tenders in the microwave that were frozen. So these are just not that great. So for me, it's kind of the flavor wise for the Mexican, I will give it probably a 4 out of 5. The barbecue though, wow, you talk about disappointing. My barbecue sauce at home is 100 times better than this. I'm gonna give that one probably a 3 out of 5 as well. So overall, it's just a mediocre kind of meal. It really is just not an awesome out to eat meal. This is probably not a place I'd really encourage. Well, I can only speak about this location with these people cooking at this particular moment. I don't think it's worth going back to. Will I go to Wingstop again? Probably not, unless they have something really, really new or different. I probably wouldn't come back here again because it's just nothing really, nothing that great. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you go to Wingstops all the time, you can let me know, do you have a different experience at your location? Maybe it's because this location was really busy because it took them forever to get my food. They said it would take 16 to 20 minutes and it was more like 30 minutes, and they didn't have that many people in there. So anyway, they were really slow, and maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Maybe they overcooked the chicken. You tell me. So anyway, hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.